Question, member for Parkdale High Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Premier. The McGuinty government has repeatedly promised new light rail transit for tens of thousands of Toronto commuters, who now spend hours each day commuting on overcrowded buses. But in the budget, the government pulled $4 billion in funding for Transit City, and now it appears willing to stand aside while the new mayor cancels the light rail lines, wastes hundreds of millions of dollars, and further delays access to better public transit for years, if not decades. My question, Mr. Speaker, is this: why is the McGuinty government abandoning its Transit City promise so willingly?
Here.
Minister of Transportation, Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I think we've been very clear that we are willing to work with the new mayor and council. But, Mr. Speaker, I really would expect that the member opposite would understand that there's just been an election in the City of Toronto, as there has been across the province, municipal elections. A new council has been elected, a new mayor has been elected. We've been clear that we think we've got a very good plan in place. But if the City Council and the mayor decide that they want to go in a different direction, Mr. Speaker, it behooves us to have that conversation with them. But we have to at least let Council meet, Mr. Speaker. Council has not even met yet. So I would hope that the member opposite would give Council and the mayor some time to talk about what they'd like to do going forward.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question, part two, is again to the Premier. The McGuinty government doesn't know what position to take. Last week, the Transportation Minister said any Transit City decision should be made by the full Toronto City Council. But this weekend, the Energy Minister declared that the decision should be in the hands of the Mayor and that we, quote, should not pass judgment on the Mayor's decision-making, unquote. With years of planning in limbo, tens of thousands of commuters waiting, and hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, is this really the McGuinty government's approach to resolving the situation? Have one minister say one thing and have another contradict her?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're on the same page. The Premier, the Minister of Energy and I, we are on the same page, as is our government, Mr. Speaker. We believe in public transit. We're making the biggest investment in public transit in a generation, Mr. Speaker. We have worked with the municipalities all over the GTHA and across the province, Mr. Speaker, to make sure that there's more public transit in place. The party opposite has voted every single time against those investments, Mr. Speaker. The member opposite has spoken consistently against the air rail link, Mr. Speaker. We know that people in the GTHA need more public transit. That's why we're making the investments that we're making. There has been an election in Toronto. There needs to be a discussion among the mayor and the council members about their priorities going forward, Mr. Speaker. We are willing to work with them, but we are committed to building public transit in the GTHA.